I will be discussing accountability and effectiveness in education. In 2018 of students from North Carolina, and he followed them from high school to the university system. And he found that those students that were previously enrolled in higher level learning courses did a lot better at university, whereas the ones in the lower track courses didn't do as well if they attended university at all. And another concern for educators is that research shows that parental consent and discretion oftentimes influences whether these students get into higher level learning courses or not. And although it should be based on academic standard as well, the evidence of the research for this specific study showed that social class had a hand in who got chosen for these classes. And so this is concerning for educators who want their students, whether they're struggling in certain academic areas or whether they excel in certain academic areas, to all have the same opportunities and have a good learning environment. Spencer did a dissertation that focused on how standardized tests actually hinders creativity in the classroom. And so he interviewed principals and teachers, and the principals and teachers interviewed stated that because they do feel accountable for students' performance on standardized testing, that because they focused more on preparing students for those standardized tests, they felt that the learning environment was not as good, the teaching was diluted down, curriculum was not as enhanced, and they were focusing more time on preparing for the tests. And it was interesting to read the article on Gertch because they also found that students in the lower track courses, which I just talked about in the beginning of this video, actually spent more time on preparing for standardized tests than those in the higher level learning courses. And those in the higher level learning courses get more opportunity to focus on the subject at a deeper level, and this really helps them when they're going towards college level learning because they've already had a broader introduction to the material and their study habits are better. They are less likely to cheat at university. So these were just some things that are very concerning to educators because of the social inequality between the lower track courses and those that were in the higher level learning courses. So accountability is a good thing in the right perspective, but the instance of standardized tests show that although teachers felt accountable, it didn't necessarily make their teaching more effective. And so I wanted to pick these two pillars because they are something that should go hand in hand in a collaboration. And if accountability is not put in the right perspective, it can actually hinder the effectiveness of a collaboration and its goals.